I've just evicted a tenant from this property. We're going to take a look inside to see how much damage there is and if I'm going to make or lose money. This is the lounge area. It needs a full refurb. As you can see, the tenant has they've changed the floors, they've wallpapered, they've tried to make it their home, which we appreciate, but at the same time, that might not be to everybody else's taste, so we've still got to paint the house. Now the floor actually looks really nice, and what they've done is they've left some spares, which is brilliant. However, there are other things that need doing in the house. So for example, you'll see that the window is completely blown. That's going to need replacing. And we've got this cupboard built-in system on both sides of the chimney breast, which you might think looks okay, but fundamentally, even though it's okay, as you touch things, look, you can see here, it's not built well. In fact, it's rubbish. And what that means is that every time that there's a problem with it, the tenant that moves in is going to ring me up and say, this is broken, can you fix it? It would be cheaper to rip the whole lot out and just not have it there than have it there. So that's got to come out as well. So window at the back's fine. Even though the windows are a little bit old, they are fine unless they're blown. So I'm not going to replace that window, but I would replace that window. So in here, we're looking at paint, floor's okay, rip this out, new window. I think it needs that absolute minimum. New door handles potentially as well. Right, so this is the kitchen. So it's very, very basic, and there are things that it absolutely needs and things that you might get away with. So on the whole, it's got a kitchen as basic as the kitchen is. It's got tears in the lino, which would need replacing. So I've got a couple of options here of what I do. I can either completely refurbish this property and then put a tenant in. However, it's not due for a refinance for at least 2 years. So actually, it's more in my interest to lower the rent and get a tenant in and just do a few bits to make it nice, safe, clean and dry for the tenant, and then look to refurbish it when it's due for a refinance so that I can pull the money that I put in back out. So it's always difficult to make the decision to evict a tenant, but the tenant was becoming a problem and more issues were arising. So push finally came to shove and we chose to evict them. In the whole time of me being in property, of all the tens and tens of tenants that I've had, this is only the second time ever I've chosen to evict a tenant, and we're going to decide how much money needs spending on it. What you will notice is that the carpet is definitely had better days. So we would look to recarpet the whole property. It needs a repaint because it's just minging, it's dingy. That's definitely the word. The more I look at the windows, the more I'm thinking this window needs replacing as well. It's blown, it's probably time to just replace the lot. Paint, easily done. New carpets, potentially new internal doors, but it's a nice size room. So you could easily get a king size bed in here with significant space either side. And then you've got a built-in wardrobe here, which, okay, it's a bit old-fashioned, and there's no thing to hang your clothes on. However, you can put stuff in there. Boiler's looking good though. Right, so this is the bathroom, and it definitely needs replacing. It's small. You can barely swing a cat around from arm to arm. I can't even stretch my arms out to touch one wall to the other. So the bath has got a leak. So what happens is the bath has come away from the wall ever so slightly. So if you have a shower, the water trickles down the side of the bath and then affects the kitchen underneath. It's got some damage to it, but when you're looking at stuff like this, you may as well just completely rip it out and start again. Sink's fine, but by the time you've ripped out the bath, the tiles are going to get damaged. You may as well just start again. Oh yeah, look at that. Toilet actually is the best room in the house so far. All that needs is a lick of paint. So yeah, I'm looking at these doors. These are as old as they were when God was a lad. So I think we're looking at minimum kitchen, bathroom, carpets, paint and windows. I think the central heating is working absolutely fine. It needs a lick of paint. I'm embarrassed to call this my house at the moment, if I'm perfectly honest. Another blown window, so all the windows have gone. I don't mind replacing all the windows if they've all gone. It's actually quite a big, small room. So that's good for families that want to live in the house, Families want a bath, families want 3 bedrooms, they want 3 full-size bedrooms. Again, if we replace, it's not a proper wardrobe, it's just a cupboard, but if we replace the internal doors and put new handles on everything, it would make the house look and feel a lot better. So we are looking at a reasonable refurb on this. Kitchen, bathroom, carpets, paint, sorting the gardens out, turfing the gardens. You're probably looking at about 20 to 25 grand to do the whole lot. I'd say 20, I think we can do it for 20 grand. That would be realistic. But I'd put 25 in just for contingency, mainly for the garden, for something we might not foresee. This is the master bedroom. You know, it's nice, it's a massive size. It looks like this is probably the only window, maybe three windows out of the whole house that aren't blown. You may as well just replace all the windows at this point. So I've got 2 choices. I either put a tenant in and pay lower than market value for the rent, which means I don't have to do the refurb. There will be still things that I would do. The tenant paying a lesser than market rent means that I don't have to invest in doing a full refurb to make it look beautiful, which is what I would do as standard. But I'll do that when it's due for a refinance, which means I can pull some of that money back out. That's the smart way to do it. If you're looking to get into property, if you're looking to find incredible property deals, or if you're looking to build a portfolio, then you need to download our free Getting Into Property guide. It's going to help you to find the best off-market deals, how to buy, refurbish, refinance, and build a massive portfolio using other people's money. And here's the best bit, it's absolutely free. So do yourself a favor, click the link in the description below and get started in property today. Instead of sitting there watching everyone else make money in property, get started now. So this is another one of my properties. I bought this property for £80,000. The great thing about this property is I never did anything to it. So even though we've seen that the tenants added their own touch to things, this was a very blank canvas when they moved in. They've now vacated the property. It is in need of a refurb. However, the great thing is this property is now worth £120,000. So I bought it for 80, it's now worth 120. So when it's due for a refinance, in about 18 months' time, I will then look to refurbish it and then get a valuation on the new value and pull as much money out as I can. Because I've never pulled the money out of this one, it means there's a big paycheck coming in 18 months' time. It's all about playing the long game. The rents on this property, when I got this property, were about $550 a month, and now the rent, we're probably looking at $950 for market rent. However, I'm not going to be charging market rent for it if I was to choose to rent it out in its current condition as it is, because it's not quite where it needs to be. We would probably be looking to rent it out for about £700 a month, which is significantly discounted, but it means I don't have to put tens of thousands of pounds into a refurb right now. Someone will take it because it's okay. It's just not pretty. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss one of our amazing videos. And I'll see you very, very soon.